Hello everyone, I greet in the name of God Almighty. My name is Silas, and today we have a very interesting video to react to, and it's actually a video of Muhammed Ali, and of course they ask him, why did you convert to Islam? And of course he's gonna say is that he could not go to the church in as a Christian, and then give some of his reasons of him making that very decisions. And then that's the very important part I want to share with all of you for us to learn from one another of what he said. Of course, for people who don't know, Muhammad Ali, of course, he was one of the greatest boxer, and then we'll be listening to him. He will share his revert story. I believe that this will gonna be a blessing to some of you who will be hearing his reason. So if today happens to be the first time of you checking out my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, before we get on to the video, I'm a theologian and I make this video not to discredit anyone's religion. This is basically for educational purposes, and I believe that at the end of this video we all are going to learn from this. So guys, without any further ado, let's get on to this video and check out what Muhammad Ali will be saying concerning his revert story.
I'm Muslim Muhammad Ali, and I would like to ask you, what made you change to the Islamic faith?
Muhammad Ali, born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., is widely regarded as one of the most significant and celebrated sports figures of the 20th century. He converted to Islam around the age of 18 after joining Nation of Islam, a black nationalist organization.
Why do you insist on being called Muhammad Ali now?
That's the name given to me by my leading teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's my original name. That's a black man named Cassius Clay was my slave name. I'm no longer a slave.
What does it mean?
Muhammad means worthy of all praises, and Ali means most high.
Do you intend to fight under that name?
Yes, sir. I want to be called by that name. I write autographs with that name. I want to be known all over the world as that name.
You continue to be unafraid of it.
Yeah, I'd like to say something right here, Cassius Clay, yes.
Why do you want to say Cassius Clay when everybody is calling you Muhammad Ali? Then why you got to be the one of all people whose color to keep saying Cassius Clay? Why don't you call me my name, man? My name is Muhammad Ali, and you will announce it right there in the center of that ring.
I repeat, the undisputed champion of the world, Muhammad Ali!
Soon after converting to Islam, he met Malcolm X, who soon became his spiritual and political mentor. Unfortunately, Ali's friendship with Malcolm X ended as Malcolm split with the Nation of Islam a couple of weeks after Ali joined. Ali later said that turning his back on Malcolm X was one of the mistakes he regretted most in his life. I wish I'd been able to tell Malcolm I was sorry, that he was right about so many things. He was a visionary, ahead of us all. Regrettably, the Nation of Islam was deviant from mainstream Islam. Ali finally left the Nation of Islam in 1975.
What made you change to the Islamic faith? And do you keep strictly to the laws of Islam? And are you as good a Muslim as you are a boxer?
Well, it's not for me. The word Muslim means one who submits entirely to the will of God. One who submits entirely to the will of God. That's what Muslim means. So I don't know. I cannot be the judge on how much I submit entirely to the will of God. God himself can only judge us. So I can't say how good I am. And no true Muslim will brag or will take a chance on saying he's good or he's halfway good or not. It's up to Allah, God, to be the judge. See, So I'm not going to say one thing about how good I am, because I don't know. You never get good enough. I'm always striving to be right. And you asked me another question, why did I change? Because I was raised a Baptist. And after touring the world, I found out that there are 600 million Muslims on the planet. And all religions are good. I wrote something once. It says rivers, lakes, and streams. They all have different names, but they all contain water. So does religions have different names, and they all contain God and the truth, only expressed in different ways, forms, and times. What Jesus taught was good. What Moses taught was right. What Buddha taught was right. What Krishna taught was right. What Isaiah, Lot, Noah. God has always sent prophets to different people in different times with messages for those people, and people have decided to choose those prophets as their leader. Some follow Krishna, some follow Buddha, some follow Muhammad, some follow Jesus, some follow whoever. But Moses, all of them are right. Jesus made a statement, I come not to destroy no law of the prophet, but to fulfill. All of God's prophets are right. You got to believe in all of them. So I decided to take the Islamic path. The Christian path is a perfect religion if the people practice. And you have two coats, give me one. I'm hungry, you feed me. Love your enemy. Pray for those who use you. Forgive. Give charity. Don't hate. Christianity is a perfect religion. It's the people who don't live the religion. The religion is good, but the people do things in the name of the religion. A lot of Muslims do things they shouldn't do. A lot of Protestants, a lot of Buddhists, a lot of Hindus live like they shouldn't live. But the religions themselves, the religion is right, but the people who follow religion ain't so right. So I choose to follow the Islamic path because I've never saw so much love. I never saw so many people hugging each other, kissing each other, praying 5 times a day. The women in the long garments, the way they would eat. You can go to any country and say, Assalamu alaikum, alaikum assalam. You got a home, you got a brother. I chose the Islamic path because it connected me. As a Christian in America, I couldn't go to the white churches. As a Christian, that was for those people. It did them good. It didn't do me good. I saw Jesus Christ. I saw a white man with blonde and blue eyes. I look at the Lord's Supper in Christianity. I see all white people. All the pictures of angels are white. Why come we never go to heaven? Why come the Mexican don't go to heaven and fly around? Why the Puerto Rican, all the angels happen to be white angels? I look at Peter was white, Mary was white, Paul was white, God's son Jesus was white. Everything was white. Tarzan, the king of the jungles, he was white. And the angel food cake was made white, and the devil food cake was chocolate. And if I threaten you, I'm going to blackmail you. Black was always bad in the Western world. The black cat was the bad luck. If you get put out of a fraternity group, you get blackballed. Black was always bad. So the only thing that made me feel good, the only thing that made me feel free, that connected me with Saudi Arabia, the Islamic religion, connected me with Pakistan, Morocco, Syria. I sat down with Colonel Gaddafi, had dinner in his palace, stayed overnight because I'm a Muslim. As a Christian, I never could sit with Christian leaders. As a Muslim, I sat with Sadat, I sat with President Nasser, Marcos of the Philippines, Ayub Khan of Pakistan before he died. I've been sat with kings of Sheikh Zayed of Abu Dhabi. Kings and people of these nations have welcomed me as a brother, and I'm a citizen. And now in America, I'm respected by all colors and throughout the world as a Muslim. See, the name Muhammad is the most common name in the world. There are more Muhammads on the planet. There are 4 billion people on earth, and every 3rd person is a Muslim. So for me, I'm not condemning no other religion, but for me, being a world figure, taking the name Muhammad Ali, which is the name of my people for the brother of America, accepting the Islamic religion, it was better for me. Where another person, Shintoism, Buddhism, Christianity, Baptist, Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, that might fit another man. But you can choose any religion you want. If you believe it, you'll see God, because all of them are good. So I chose the Islamic religion. That's why I chose it.
Muhammad,
think I preach pretty good?
Very good.
Don't I make it plain?
Yes.
Don't you understand now? You asked me some pretty tough questions, but didn't I make a lot of sense? I didn't make the Christians hate me. I didn't make the Protestants hate me. I didn't make the Catholics hate me. I told you the truth. I said all of them are good if they live it. It's just the people who don't live it. So I chose the Islamic path. Religion is a touchy thing. Religion. Very few people can see. Some people, you say I'm a Muslim, don't want to hear you. Some people, you say I'm a Protestant, pow pow. You say I'm a Catholic, pow pow. All of them are right. All of them are from God. All of them are good and teach good. It's just the people and the titles that make you prejudiced. But all of them got the same. This is the power of this. You see me do this, you call me the greatest. That's because I'm more religious than I am physical, and I study a lot. And you may be surprised if you hear me talk, because you never heard me talk this way. But I got about 45 lectures that I memorized, and I can tell you something about all the religious books, all the religions, because I'm a strong believer in God and humanity. That's why I'm having these boys. That's why God blesses me to be so great here. Because all the time I've been here, I've been talking about God, pushing religion. I'm not talking about me, how great I am, how much money I got. I'm always giving the praise to God. So that's why I'm as great as I am in this physical world, because I push Him first.
Well, Muhammad, we're running out of time now.
After retiring from professional boxing in 1981, Ali focuses all his attention to ibadah and charity, philanthropy, and humanitarian efforts. In 1984, Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's syndrome. I'm blessed and thankful to God that I understand He's trying me. This is a trial from God. He gave me this illness to remind me that I am not number one. He is. Muhammed Ali passed away in 2016 of septic shock at the age of 74.
Well, that's a very interesting video looking at the story of Muhammad Ali. Of course, when you look at this very video, he said so many things concerning himself and then also his belief. But then as the video progresses, of course, he spoke about Malcolm X and then also Muhammad Ali and then also their separation. Now, whatever makes them to separate, well, Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X, of course, we know that they were human rights activists. But then at that point in time, of course, we understand the political movement that was happening in the United States, precisely concerning the white and then also the black people. Now, we also have religion, right? And then we also have the political movement, even though both of them happens to be black people, of course, fighting for the right of the black race. But then at the end of the day, you got to realize that these two people fails to be able to separate the religion from the political movement, and then that resulted Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali to end up parting ways. And that's why you see at the cause of it, of course, Muhammad Ali, at some point when Malcolm X passed away, he felt that probably he could have not fall out or do what he did, or the decisions he took at the cause of it, because whatever they do as of that time end up affecting the Muslim brotherhood. Now, I could look at this way, that while they were alive and still pushing for the right of the black people, I will say that because we know that the Muslim Brotherhood have this very strong cohesion, right? They tend to stick with one another, right? And they tend to look out for each other. That's how the Muslim Brotherhood is. And then it is something that when you look at it from the outside, you tend to admire the Muslim. That one, there is no doubt about it. You tend to admire them, even the way or the nature in which they pray and then they conduct themselves, or how they even present themselves in a sense to the society. Not to talk about, should we talk about in a sense their piousness, or we should talk about their modesty when it comes to their appearance, both for the male and then also for the women. When you look at it in a sense, it's something that when you look at it, you tend to admire it. Or should we talk about the 5 times salah they offer every day? Those are some of the things that, understand, when you see, of course, you're going to admire them. But at the end of the day, whatever, you understand, they end up doing, is it to the glory of God? Now, let me come back to what Muhammed, understand, Ali said. He says that when you look at, understand, the water, right, and then you go to different rivers, right, all the rivers, understand, have different names, right? All of them have different names, and that is how he also see religion. But I and you knows that religion cannot be seen in that aspect, and that's when he went on to says that when you go, all the rivers, they all have, probably we could talk about River Jordan, right? We could talk about maybe probably the Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea, you know, so many rivers in the center that are around, and lakes, and then the rest of it. But at the end of the day, what is the content of those rivers or those lakes or those oceans or those seas? Is water. That's the common thing. So he feels that the Buddha, the Christians, the Muslim, or the Jews, that they would worship one God. Well, it's been expected that it's supposed to be one God. But if you look at it in a sense, the saying of Jesus Christ, then you got to realize that they are not the same thing. But then it was expected of it to be one thing, but it's not the same thing, because when you look at, in a sense, Christianity per se, or when you look at what Adam was teaching, in a sense, his children, of course, when you follow what Adam was saying, when you look at the book of Genesis, you realize that everything was actually, in a sense, perfect. At that place, you realize that, of course, there is what? Creation. In the same way, there is judgment, there is everything, there was reward, there was blessings, everything in the book of Genesis. At the same vein, in a sense, whatever, in a sense, Moses was teaching was actually perfect. Same thing is also applicable to Prophet Muhammad. Whatever he was saying, it is perfect. Whatever Jesus Christ preached was also perfect. But something happened. No, when you look at it, and then maybe probably you follow the Quran, or you look at it, maybe some of the teachings, in a sense, of the Quran, you got to realize that the message that God sent through Prophet Muhammad was perfect. That is when you follow according to what God is saying. At the end of the day, as everything, in a sense, progresses, and then therefore in the Quran, then at some point they tend to say that, oh, the Muslim says that they have the hadith of the Prophet, which is like the interpretation of some of the things that the Prophet was saying in the Quran. He tried to kind of explain it to the people to be able to understand, and that resulted to what? The hadith. Now, when you look at the hadith may not be perfect, and that is the reason why you see when the Muslims are trying to explain, in a sense, some of the hadith, in a sense, of the Prophet, that's Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, then this is some certain things, of course, those things may not be directly, in a sense, be in the Quran, but then they feels like these are some of the things the Prophet say, and then those things may not end up being imperfect. And that's why some people, when they look at Islam and then you're looking at the life of the Prophet, then you can actually get the whole thing wrong. Why? Because you're going to look at him as a human, and when you look at him as a human, you're going to find some kind of lapses in it, and then that's why you can be able to get everything wrong. But then when you look at, in a sense, the Quran on its own, and then that's why even the Quran chapter 4, he ended up saying that if not for God, then they could have what? Corrupt the Quran. Why do you think that he says so? They could have corrupted, right? Why is it that when you look at, in a sense, most of the hadith, then you see that some of the hadith contradict one another? Why do you think so? Because of humans are the one trying to interpret what the Prophet say, right? And that is why you see it tends to contradict, and that's why you even have some, they call it authentic hadith, some are unauthentic. Why do you have the authentic and unauthentic? All that I'm trying to make you to understand is when you follow the Quran on its distance, so I could say that Islam is perfect, but the Muslim may not be perfect. Why would the Muslim not be perfect? Is because when you look at their lives, you are going to get it very wrong. If you should look at a life of a human to be able to know if this religion is right, at that point in time, you're going to get everything wrong. The Muslim, in the other way around, they feel that their religion is perfect. So if you are not in their religion, then you are in a religion of imperfection, and then therefore yours is wrong, and then therefore they are not even willing to listen to you at that point in time, or trying to condemn other people, you could end up, you understand, losing your soul in the process of doing that. And that's why we need to be very, very careful of what we do. Jesus have already said, innocent, in his word that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one can come to the Father except through him. They believe in Jesus, they believe in him as a prophet, they do not believe in him as a God. But until you believe in Jesus as God, that is the only thing that will guarantees you eternal life. But if you see him, you understand, as human, then I'm telling you that, brothers and sisters, we may end up, you understand, in the eternal hellfire. I am not pronouncing any judgment to anyone, but I am saying this by how I understand the scriptures. Of course, I know that a lot of you have things that you have to say that may be in contrast to some of the things, in the sense, I am saying. And of course, I would like to welcome them at the comment section. Of course, we are here learning from one another, so I will not stop a people, in a sense, from saying whatever they want to say. Of course, I have read a lot of, in a sense, comment at the comment section that people drop concerning particular topic, and if you look at it, you could bear me witness that I do not block anybody from saying a particular thing in my comment section. The ones I can respond to them, I try my best to respond to them. Others, maybe because they are much, maybe sometimes, maybe before I read them, maybe I may be engaged in doing some certain things, I may not respond, but then I always try my best to see that I respond to some of them. But one thing is for sure, we all are going to be learning from one another. So this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section, and I'm going to check it out. So you remain blessed, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.